Hi, girls.
Welcome back to Build Up.
RJ, this week we watched Build Up episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have finally finished the third round.
Yeah. It is crazy. The pace is going slow, I think.
This is the slowest episode. There's only 3 performances. The least number of performances on the show so far. And there's a lot. The back half of this episode is just fully prepped for the next round.
For the next round. Yeah, it's just a weird. They've paced it so weird because they were so heavy in the second round. There were so many to go through, and they didn't obviously even go through all of them.
So at the top of the episode, we do find out that there are going to be 5 people that are getting build-up passes, which means that 20 people are going to go to the final round. So that's a nice little treat. We don't know who they are yet, but at least there's some hope if you've lost.
But don't worry about Bain.
Don't worry about Bain. So. Last week, we finished with the ballad Enough. Mm-hmm. They are going up against Jae, Wumuti, and Hayoon.
Mm-hmm. Hayoon. And their whole thing was like, well, we can't... Hayoon was like, well, let's just give them pop again.
Let's do what we do. Mm-hmm.
We're the girls who give pop, and I think we should give that.
We should pop our
pops.
Mm-hmm.
And Jae was like...
Pop on pop.
Well... If you all remember last week, and then a flashback to a comment that none of us heard, it was the first time we heard it.
Yeah.
That Iseo-kun was like, we gotta hear you sing a Korean song, girl.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that he had only sung English songs so far. Because he's saying, what did he sing in the first episode?
That was weird. Because that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I think they're just like, give us a traditional Korean song. Not even in the sense of like traditional, but like give us a song that has more Korean sentimentality as opposed to like more of these like pop songs that we know you can do and deliver.
Yeah.
Because the sound in If You is
right
still very much an wumuti mother moderated right in the middle. And I was like, I'm hearing both sides, and I think
this is like the true like he went to an HR class.
Yes.
And was like, so what I'm hearing from Hayoon here.
Let me repeat back what I heard.
What I've heard, okay. What I'm hearing from Hayoon is that we really don't want to just lose what we're very good at. And what I'm hearing from Jae is that we need to expand our horizons of what we can do to prove what. Because Jae's whole thing is like, we had the 2 highest scores last week. There's no way to do better unless we like change. We have the high expectations are way too high right now.
Yeah, which is correct. So they sing a song from JYP, and even Jay was like, let's sing a song from Park Jin Young Senbeinim songbook, and he was like, Park Jin Young, what the fuck is that? And they were like, JYP. Yeah, I don't know the song.
The girl. I feel like I'd heard this song before. Once they like got into it, I was like, oh, I think I've heard this in like a TikTok or whatever. Hayoon, they do a dance. So Hayoon was a little stressed about the dance.
Because she's like, Mama, my talent is here.
Yeah.
Not down there.
No.
This is why I signed up for Build Up and Up Boys Planet. Bitch.
Let's talk about this performance.
We have to talk about this performance. Okay, so they come out in these coats and you're like, okay, Goofy. They're going to give us... Because even... when they were listening to it, Jay was like, oh yeah, the swing vocals. Oh yeah, I can done. I got it.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where it's like, Wumuti sounds great, solid. Jay obviously is having so much fun and really mixes his like performance, like the way he loves to perform. Mm-hmm. It fits in the song perfectly, and he sounds great because of those swing vocals that he's able to go. But when Hayoon fucking started rapping and sounded like a completely different person... Again. The hell are we doing?
This is... I mean, truly, I have... It was the perfect song choice. Which
is so funny because it's so left field.
It's so left field. Wumuti is never in a situation because he's so... His voice doesn't have a specific sound. Mm-hmm. It's kind of soundless, which helps. My expectations of him every time is like, he's going to do well.
Yes.
And I'm never like, oh, he can only do one thing, right? Because he can like float in and out of like different styles, which is great. when I realized that it had like a swing sound, I was like, Jay's gonna be great.
I told him, I was like, this is so Filipino in that like the vocals are like they're just for flair and theatrics. It's big vocals purely to flourish.
Yes.
So it's like perfect.
Yeah.
And then the bitch started rapping.
Hayoon started rapping, and I truly thought I was losing my mind. This performance is incredible. I can't believe everyone on earth is not watching the show. Truly.
I can't believe she just keeps coming out with more just like hidden skills that were like
hidden charms.
Yeah. Because like, yeah, you can, I mean, you've come out and have apologized since then from adding rap into these songs.
I would still not say that this is
it's not even like true rap
because he's like it's like spoken sung.
It's recitative.
Yeah. It's really opera.
It's opera, I
think. When you really get down
if Hayoon next week, it's like water. They come in this build-up group and they're like, we're singing an aria.
Great. I'm sad. I just felt like it was such a fun performance. It's so smart, especially at this point in the competition. It has been very ballad heavy.
Yeah, totally.
It's so smart to be like, we're going to do a different sound that we still know we're very capable of.
Yes, it still sounds vocally impressive if the whole show was to still show off vocals.
Here's what we haven't done this whole time. And I think pointedly, like, that's not really the point of the show. Mm. Who of the three really stood out to you?
Hayoon. But I think it's because of the musicality. I think just that one outbreak moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's so smart to hide him until
totally
that.
But I do think the song blends really well with one another.
They sound great.
That I thought
Jay is a star. The point of all that was to say Jay is a star.
Then just say it. Gotcha media and your gotcha questions.
Yeah, the mainstream, the lamestream media. No, truly, like, Hayoon was such a gag. It was so good. It was so smart. It was such a smart way to use Hayoon.
Totally.
But, like, this is so perfectly Jay, where it's so big. He, like, hits it head on. Like, the performance aspect is just so like over the top, but not.
He is like being used as the ace, but it still complements the other two well, which the other group gets a little bit of criticism on that, where it's like when it's just the ace singing, it sounds like you two are catching up.
Sure.
Here it still sounds like they all fit in the song, but Jay still
100%.
shines as the ace.
Jay still, yes. Yes, the song, like the performance itself, I feel like it's you have a case for either of the three of them to be like they are the great.
It doesn't feel like it's Jay's song.
Correct. But Jay is like, it's like,
he like shines.
I'm shocked he didn't offer this song as a suggestion because it's so like in his wheelhouse of what he is so good at. It's so reminiscent of his solos. Mm-hmm. That's why I was so surprised he didn't know it, because he has like that like geonu, I think. I don't think Jay is cool.
No.
I think that was some of his like. There was a lot of criticism of Jay during Boys Planet. A lot of it was completely unfounded, blah, 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 blah. But some of it was like, I think there was like an American thing about watching an idol who feels almost too American and being like, oh, that's not really what I'm looking for my Korean idols. Whether good nor ill, I think that was part of some people's like
feeling for
view about Jay.
Why he shouldn't be in this group specifically.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like that, he has that thing of being like, it's so corny, but like
he owns it.
This is the perfect song for that, because the song itself is so
corny.
upbeat. It's so corny, but it's so like you kind of want to just groove out to it. Like if this played at a fucking wedding,
oh yeah, the
babe,
mama,
your aunts would be out on the floor, honey. This is playing at like, I'm not even trying to denigrate the song by saying it's like a part. It's like whatever. It's just like, it's such a feel-good song, and it's the point of the song is not trying to be like, I'm really trying to get to the core of an emotion, or I'm not trying to like be super impressive vocally. It's just like a song for fun, but they just like ran with it, and that's also okay too. It's so smart because again, with all the ballads, we've been so melancholic on this show, and as
Even
much
like
as it's
donghun
been,
had said that. Like people, they notice. They know. They know.
And
that.
as much as it's been like really cathartic to like see these really great performances and really like have been very emotionally touching, it's such a breath of fresh air to get this like pure fun moment.
I think
and
they've
done so
that's
well.
the thing. They nail it by doing it well, and it still shows off the goal of the show, which is to show your vocals.
100%. And to like keep layering on top of what you have done the previously. It's genuinely, I have no notes about this performance.
I know.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I think what we should do, you can take this out if you want to. I think at the end of the show, we need to go through and rank all of the performances of
or
the
at
show.
least like our.
Nope, all of the performances of the show.
But then they'll have to go watch all of the.
Not the auditions.
But then even like these duets, all the duets too.
Yeah.
We'll do a vulture. It's a Lost Culture list.
Yeah.
From bottom to one.
This is the Rolling Stone top 100 singers of all time.
Yes, if you're committing to compiling all that information in one spreadsheet,
I think so.
And then we can just drag.
Because I think it would be really fun to get to what the heart of like the best performances on the show is, because so many have been so like truly. I can only think of like two that were like, why are we doing this?
I wonder if we can do. Okay, I'm thinking of the spreadsheet right now, and if we list all of the performances, we can probably just start compiling it now.
Yeah.
And then your row of like numbers, and then my row of numbers, and then it'll just average for the third column, and it'll automatically give the ranking, our collective ranking that counts both of our numbers in.
Yeah.
Great.
But we'll do it we'll release it for the end of the show.
Yeah.
I just felt like I watched this and I was like, I mean, for me too, also this being so there is something very musical theater about this performance for sure. I just was like, this is the smartest group in this competition.
I know.
I think
the reason why Wumuti has been doing so well, a big hand of it is that she is really thinking about what will work well in each challenge.
I think so too. I think Wumuti has a really good knack in this show of really understanding what the actual challenge is. Because the actual challenge every time has not been do the song well, because that's the challenge of the show.
Yeah.
The challenge of each challenge is like, what are you picking? What song are you picking? Yep. Who are you going up against? Like, there is strategy that has to happen in order for you to like set yourself up for success.
I genuinely think Wumuti and jeup are the two that are really playing it that way, and are it's working well for them. I think people are making decisions to try and get to that, but they're the ones that I feel like have done well throughout.
I think them and Jung Soomin. I think those are the three strongest. Like, I'm pulling back and I'm seeing the show from like a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Of like strategy and like how the show needs to be won.
Yeah.
Per se. It's really like, it's genuinely impressive.
Mm-hmm.
This was so good.
And not even to say that like enough was not bad. It was not good, because they both do well. It is 4-3.
It's 4-3.
It's 1-4 Fever.
Yep.
So Fever wins. My beloved Mnet is eliminated, and I am heartbroken, but at the same time, I can't be too emotionally attached, because they didn't even show him that much in the show. Which sucks.
I mean, it makes sense that the groups that they didn't show like last week, because I think all those people are like not in the show anymore.
Yeah.
Because they had already filmed this at that point. So they knew like, oh, we don't need to spend time on these people. Yeah. It just sucks that it feels like they were like, well, we don't need to spend time on them, because it's like, yeah, but they still did your fucking competition show. So
they're still performing great. Like, they're still doing a good performance.
Okay.
But Mnet, I'm sure there's a BL waiting for you.
I mean, let's get New Kid a comeback.
Let's give New Kid a damn comeback.
Yeah. How about that? Let's have them meet each other.
Let's try
How about all
first.
the members meet for the first time? My God.
Maybe let's start there.
Okay. We go to the final battle. Okay. So we have Junhyuk, Gwanseok, Hayoon versus Inhwan, Jaekyung, and donghun. Okay.
So we've got 2 established idol singers in here.
Yeowon and donghun. We've got Gwanseok, the wild horse.
The wild horse. We got Inhwan and Jaekyung who just want to sing ballads.
Yes. And we have Junhyuk.
Junhyuk and Yeowon who I feel like they
Junhyuk's
are...
like a producer.
Yes.
Right?
Junhyuk and Yeowon is obviously from Pentagon, but has had kind of like a middling trajectory. Can't really like get past the like maybe pressure that he feels, but there are things that he has done in performance that I think they're more critical of.
I think they expect a lot of him because he is established and well
very
known.
Successful, yeah.
So I think they're not giving him a pass because of that.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think there is someone they are giving a pass on the show, and I think it's very interesting. And we'll get to it. Okay, so the first group that goes is Inhwan, Jaekyung, donghun.
Sofa. That's what they call themselves.
Yes. Inhwan and Jaekyung are like, great, can't wait to do another ballad.
Yeah, so here's all 29 ballads that I think we can pick from.
Yeah.
And donghun is literally like, I have been sad for this entire show. I keep singing these like heartfelt ballads.
Yes.
That we got to mix it up.
He's doing so well.
And we got to mix it up.
Yeah. And they're like, no. It's so interesting that this has been the narrative for like multiple of these groups. It's like,
but it's the deathmatch aspect that really freaks them out. They're like, I don't want to experiment on Thanksgiving.
You don't want to experiment on Thanksgiving. That's why like that group's choice was so smart because it's still pop.
Yeah.
They're not really experimenting. They're just like changing slightly the style, which I think this is what this group was trying to go with too, but it doesn't really work out for them. So they end up choosing The Truth Untold by BTS.
So they say, it says on the subtitles, it was like Truth Untold. And literally Adam were like,
now wait a damn minute.
I wonder if there's another song that's called Truth Untold.
Yeah.
And then that damn Love Yourself cover showed up and we're like,
oh my God.
It's The Truth Untold.
The song I've cried multiple times at as it has popped up at work. I've had to like skip it at work because I can't.
Something about the Love Yourself
era
pop ballads specifically.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, even like, what is Jin's ballad, pop ballad?
Epiphany.
Literally cannot listen to Epiphany. I have to turn it off.
I still think about that tour performance where it's just him in Brazil, like singing, and everyone is like singing along with him, and he's at the piano. Full body chills.
Yeah.
Full body chills.
There's just something when their ballads, there's something there that just like connects deeper.
The song is so good.
The song is really good.
They go with a pop ballad,
yes,
as opposed to like a traditional ballad.
That's kind of their meeting in the middle.
An idol ballad.
I do genuinely think they do a good job, but it does. I felt like in this performance, donghun is the ace, and it's like it really fits him. It made him look the best. It did feel like Inhwan and Jaekyung were like classical singers trying to sing a pop song.
I want to start with the pros. What I thought of this. I agree. Donghun is. We
erupted in tears when he started singing because, like we've said, his voice just carries emotion like in a way that I've never connected with any other male singer in the way that he does.
He is a very incredible power to deliver emotions just through singing in a way, and he's not really doing much.
Yeah. And it's not like this is not his gig. Like it
doesn't sound strained. Like no. I don't know I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just his vowels are so good.
It genuinely sounds like you can hear him genuinely connecting to the emotions that he's singing. He's like
he is feeling every word that he sings.
What is that? Is that Meisner? Where it's like you recreate the emotion in acting. Is that Meisner?
The magical if.
Kind of. It just feels like he's
You're talking about method.
not method specifically, but it's like he knows how to access those emotions in his singing. Mm-hmm. A lot like what you go through in like acting for theater.
Yeah. It's really good. The third verse, when they all just like start going for it, is like I have full body chills.
It's like every need is being fulfilled.
It's so good. The
give you a
harmonizing,
full
the
layered-
layering on top of each other. They're all just like singing their faces off.
Absolutely.
And the way he ends the song is like incredible.
Yeah.
That being said,
I don't think the other two do a bad job.
I don't think this is a bad performance.
it was not a bad choice or decision. I think this was this was the best decision they could have made. Truly.
Well, that I don't agree with, but
I think because I do think if they went with another traditional ballad, I think they would have said something to donghun.
I don't agree because he's been doing traditional ballads the whole time. He's been
good.
Great at them. The problem has never been like
We
doing
need to hear
them
more.
poorly.
I know, but I think
Here's what I genuinely think this was. I don't think Inhwan and Jaekyung. I would say Inhwan probably specifically. I don't think he can do. I think he is just traditional ballad.
I felt like Jaekyung sounded more not in his element than Inhwan.
I think both of them felt out of their element, but I felt like more with Inhwan.
Oh, okay. I felt more with Jake, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
and they hate backphrasing. If you even sit on a phrase,
No, they hate it.
they're like, follow the rhythm.
Yeah.
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 But that's the whole thing with ballads. You just kind of like,
You lose yourself to it.
yeah.
I think they probably should have done a traditional ballad and just done it. And I don't know how it would have turned out, right? In comparison to the other group. They might have just eked out a win over the other group, genuinely. Because I do think Gwanseok probably still would have been saved. If Gwanseok's group hadn't won, I think
Gwanseok would have been the ace
in the
to
five.
save. Yeah. I totally agree.
But is that what happened? So they don't do super well. But I will say, God, that third verse though is so good.
They were like that saved when you all started harmonizing with one another.
Oh my
That's
God,
when
it's so good. But I did like the note that like when in the individual parts when the other ones weren't singing, they were just like,
yeah,
which is so funny.
But it's like, yeah, you're
on stage, girl.
You're on stage.
The lights are on.
Mm-hmm. My Mr. Gwanseok, as they called themselves.
Yes.
Sing a song called An Ordinary Day. Just a day, just an ordinary day, just trying to get by. Just a boy, just an ordinary boy, but he was looking to the sky as he asked if I would come along. It's crazy. Gwanseok sang Vanessa Carlton on Build Up. It was iconic. And everyone was like, wow.
First of all, they could definitely sing Vanessa Carlton on this show, for sure. I think
Hayoon
should be singing Vanessa Carlton.
Absolutely.
Wow, Hayoon singing Vanessa Carlton. Wow.
I'm DMing Hayoon as soon as this is over, babe. Can you do a Vanessa Carlton cover?
Get on the piano, drive down the street.
Yeah. Vanessa Carlton cover Juseo.
Yes.
Jebal. Okay.
This is by An Ordinary Day is by Jung Seung-hwan.
Which
originally
they showed this little clip of his little hearing the song, and I was like,
this felt like an OST for
why
sure.
Why are we not in on the Korean male ballad gigs?
Pop.
I think I'm done listening to pop.
I'm done listening to pop. Bye.
I think tomorrow I'm just gonna be like, Hajima, Hajima, Hajima.
I really do. There must be like a Spotify station that's just like Korean ballads.
Yeah.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow when I'm at work, I'll just be like crying.
Yeah.
So Gwanseok is in his feelings because he's like, I literally was first. They all think I I am first, but then I have not been able to meet that at all. I've been put low tier. I was eliminated.
Yeah.
And so he already felt bad. But because like Junhyuk and Yeowon were the last team to pick and they came in there, Gwanseok, he immediately felt relieved that it was them. And they were both, Yeowon and Junhyuk were like, we have to get Gwanseok. I think we can do it.
It was very nice that they wanted him the whole time.
Totally.
Like I'm so glad they showed that because like I as the audience member was like, nobody wants Gwanseok.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be like, oh my God, I hope he's there. I hope he's there. I hope he's there.
Because, I mean, it was started in the previous round, but couldn't do it. And so I do think like Junhyuk is like, I think I can do it.
The taming of the wild horse.
I can tame the wild horse. And literally, he is like, okay, adjust your levels here, go up and down here. I listen to the notes. Like literally,
all the times, like every
class.
time they're like performing and it goes to Yeowon to sing and then he'd be like, good job.
Yeah, he was like giving notes like, that was good, that was good.
It's so, I loved it. And
this is why music education, this is why we need to fund the arts.
Fund arts education.
Like
for
what are we
the Gwangsoks
the
of the world.
Gwangseok Foundation for Arts Education and Musical
We are
Performance.
starting it today.
We're starting the foundation, yeah. So the scholarship to grant to one Gwanseok every year.
A wild horse.
The Wild Horse Foundation for the Gwanseok Music Education Grant.
My Mr. Gwanseok.
My Mr. Gwanseok Foundation.
Taming of the Wild Horse.
Scholarship. Applications will begin next fall.
He is the star of this performance, so this is the problem.
The way that they were like, they start with him.
It's such a good redemption for him.
Such a good redemption for him.
I did not love the whole performance.
I thought they did okay. I did like it better than.
It's hard because I have such good emotions for.
But I think there were more moments in An Ordinary Day that was like seamless than Truth Untold, which felt moments were good.
I agree.
I feel more consistent.
I agree that they do not blend together. When they harmonize, I think it's fine. But when they they all have extremely individual voices that it's a little.
Yeah, because Junhyuk sounds like a freak of nature. Like his range is so big.
Yes.
He knows it. That's why his microphone is literally down here.
Held so far away from
because
his body.
He's like, I know this is just the power of my voice.
He's really good at like knowing the like really figuring out what the levels need to be though. Yeah. Because he was really performing, but it sounded so balanced. Yeah. For sure.
And I do think like
I'm gonna be honest. I don't love Yeowon.
I think this is the best he's done out of all of his performances. I think it's the best one, but it does feel like he's chipping away little by little, and I need him to adapt quicker.
I just like of all of the like idols who are on the show, I think like
he's having the hardest time.
And it's not connecting for me.
It's not connecting yet. Yeah.
I mean, like.
It still feels very. I think
his voice is really pretty.
Yeah,
but it just feels like he just needs a little bit more practice on every performance. You know what I mean?
He needs the Wung revelation.
Yes,
he needs to be untapped like Wung.
Yes, I actually do agree with that. Yeah, there's definitely something there, but it's just for some reason I feel like there's like a lid on it.
Yes,
and I'm
like take the lid off.
Take the lid off. Just go for it.
Just yeah.
I also don't mind back phrasing, so I didn't really care about that. I didn't care about that at all. But
yeah, you listen to Barbara fucking Streisand. Of course
I don't care.
Of course you don't care about back phrasing. You don't care about back phrasing, and you don't care about switching consonants for completely different letters.
Oh, honey, mama. Play. What are words?
Yeah, who cares?
Humans come up with words. Let's keep the creativity juices flowing. You know, flowing. Something, you know what I mean? Just like try something new.
Welcome to Boy Glarb.
Yes.
It's just Singlish, literally. Yes. Who cares? Zabba Wabba.
Absolutely. Ubby Dubby.
Abu Dhabi. So now we're gonna do the rest of the show in Abu Dhabi. Sabo, aban abor nabi dabe wabins fabor tu thrabi, aband abay waban abagurabi.
If you were not a 90s child who watched Zoom on PBS, this whole thing made no sense. Set it to Zoom.
I think the power of Gwanseok.
I think, yeah, I do think An Ordinary Day was probably better than The Truth Untold. It just sucks that it was like, I don't want to lose donghun.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Guess what, Mimi?
Guess what, Mimi? We don't have to.
You don't have to worry.
Because here are the 5
PPs. Planet
producer picks.
BPs. Build up
picks. Build up pass. Bups. Donghun. Smart. Bain.
Legend.
Don't worry.
Don't worry about Bain.
Don't worry about Bain. Minsa.
I actually am so happy with that.
I'm very happy about that.
And I called it. I was like, I bet it's going to be Minsa.
Ung
is the redemption.
Redemption works.
Raja
That's
O'Hara.
why the narrative had to go so hard in the last episode. And 5 is Bitseon. Now, earlier I said I think there's one person that I think they are keeping around on the show. And I do think it's Ung. That being said, he really impressed me in the last episode. But I do think it's funny that he's been saved now twice.
I know. It feels like...
So there's something there. Do you know what I mean? Because the first time they were like, well, we got to save him because he's so pretty. Like, that was like what they said. And I was like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't even air that, to be honest. I would have edited that part out. This time I feel like it was more justified for sure.
It does feel like... It feels, and I'm not saying it's rigor mortis, but it does feel like maybe there was a note that was given that was just like, just be careful with the idols now. This is still a damn show.
Right. We do need people to watch.
We do need people to watch, and we do need to fill up that soundstage.
Yeah.
That's just how it feels sometimes. But that aside, he did, if we're just judging it from the deathmatch performance, if anyone, I think he deserved a pass.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone that you feel strongly about losing?
I mean, Minok, just from my beloved standpoint.
Yeah. But also he's done great on the show.
And he's done great, yes. Neon is probably the other one too.
Neon, I would say Jui. I really liked Jui.
I do think that they were like, I think the whole thing with the trainees was like, there will be one. It feels like we will only keep one. Because I think just from the magnitude of the stars that we have, we can only really fit one spot.
Yeah.
And I do think Minsa has blown it out of the water, out of all of the trainees.
Minsa has done really well. I think Minsa has been like under the undercurrent, right? Like he keeps
getting
in
through.
These past 2 performances, he's kind of been outshined by, like, Bain has been the star of the performances.
Yes,
but I almost think it has helped.
Because no one has expectations for him.
Yes, I agree.
Because Jui, because he was top tier, immediately put a spotlight on him. And then because the trainees had to pick together, it was like, well, now there's focus.
That was not, So we head straight into round 4. Round 4, or prep for round 4. So round 4 is the 1-team mission. So they picked a top tier from each of the 5 winning
and no one knew.
And no one knew. So these are the 5 top tier winners. So Gwanseok, Jung Soomin, Sunyol, Chang, and jeup were all the top tiers. So they are sequestered, and then they are given a choice as to whether they want to keep their group and add a 4th person, or they want to completely disband their group and start building a new group. I think it depends on the group as to whether or not which way is smart. And I think all of these picked correctly.
I think all of them picked correctly.
I do.
I understand from like a teamwork perspective.
The only one I'm curious about is jeup. Because I think he had a very strong group that had such versatility that I
Yes.
was kind of surprised.
I think he could have easily picked up. I mean, I said I think like if he picked up Hayoon, he would have had all bases covered in a group.
Yeah.
That would have been really interesting.
Yeah. Jeup goes first. He chooses to disband his group. And it's a shock. It's a shock and it's heartbreaking for both Sungin and Suwon. Oh, Sunyul chose to disband. And then Jung Soomin chose to maintain. Taco Trio is staying together.
Taco Trio is staying together.
And Gwanseok is maintaining. That is the smartest
choice. We were like, if Gwanseok is smart, he's gonna keep his private tutor.
Yes, 100%.
And he did, because he was
did.
like, I'm learning so much. Why would I stop?
This is the only way I'm gonna make it to the finale.
Totally.
And Chang chooses to disband. I think
this
there's
is
a lot of conversation.
First of all, I don't think they're here.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
I mean, I think I feel comfortable.
I don't think any of those people are here.
I don't think any of those people are here.
Mm-hmm.
But if there are any people here who...
It's interesting. Here, let's say this. I was surprised at how personally it felt like some of them took the disbanding.
But I do think the way that I was watching Wumuti and Hayoon with that disbandment, it was like, I don't think their feelings were hurt. I think they were saying those for the talking heads and to be like, oh, it's a disappointment. I do think they're disappointed, but they were like, oh, what are we going to do? You know, like
I definitely felt like of the three groups that disbanded, I felt like Wumuti and Hayoon were almost like the best. Not the best, but I thought they were the most like, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yes. Yeah, totally. The people who I thought
Sunyul, I think group took it the best, but I think they like didn't. I think they were all like, it's fine.
Yeah, because they knew, because they had a whole mess.
Right.
I think the people who really were gutted were Suhwan.
Oh,
more than Sungwon, I think. I think Suhwan specifically.
Suhwan was very upset.
Yes.
Or bummed, I should
All
say.
this to say about the whole Jay thing, because there was a lot of conversation on Twitter of like people still be blaming Wumuti and Hayoon.
Well, because there's that moment where Hayoon says, like, we shouldn't have picked Jay. We shouldn't have picked LOL. Jay. I read it as an LOL. We shouldn't have picked Jay.
Because that's the irony of what happened. They picked Jay and then they booted him. Yeah. So yeah, he's saying it from a show perspective that like, yeah, isn't this tragic that the person we picked booted us? But I don't think it's, if you're one of those people who are mad at Hayoon and Wumuti, get out. Stop watching. I'm so sorry. We love all of
It's so funny. It's
really funny, and I love.
It's really like go touch grass energy for sure.
Because I like our berets on Discord. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes I don't even have to go on Twitter because they are telling me everything, and I'm just like, I'm so glad I'm not seeing this because I wouldn't be.
I'm weirdly not in build up Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would not be able to restrain myself if someone all of a sudden just starts coming for people, and it's like,
no. Oh, girl. Okay. You want to talk about, first of all, 2024 years, they're blocking people. Let me tell you what. It's not just muting anymore. It's fully blocking people. If you are sick, you're off my Twitter. Yeah. You're gone. You're goodbye. Yeah. Okay? I saw the craziest fucking thread about Hanbin and Yuvin. So, like, it's a Haobinist who is like, why won't Hanbin treat Zhang Hao the way he treats
Yuvin?
He loves Yuvin. They hang out all the time. There's always selkas of them together. Da 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 da. A whole like thread of calling him like you shit, like da 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 da. Not like bonkers level nonsense. And I have never in my life hit the block button so fast. It was not even worth it. I mean, it's unfortunately reporting anything on Twitter is not even worth it anymore. It's so bad on Twitter nowadays. So I didn't even do that. I was just like, girl, get this out of here. I'm not going to quote tweet it because I'm not going to give it more air to the outside. I just don't think you're going to like, this person is ill. Unfortunately, they're on the sick and shut-in list. You know, we're going to bring them a lunch from Meals on Wheels because they have lost it. They are not on they're not in reality.
They're not in reality.
It's fun to be like, ha ha ha, Haomin. It's that we've forded the river into like, where are we? The swamps of your mind.
Yeah.
Because mama drained the swamp. We need to clean it out, honey. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and so I just was like, block, block, block. That's what I do now. If I see like nonsense. And like, I'm not even saying like I'll block slight people. Like if you like have like a take I necessarily don't agree with, that's fine. But like if you're just like creating threads about people who will never know that you exist, I don't know, girl. I don't know. It's giving unwell. It's giving nurse. So that's all I wanted to say. Anyway, so I haven't seen any of this Hayoon stuff, but I'm very happy to block if I see it.
But I've been hearing a lot of rumblings of like, well, Jay deserves whatever. Like they were dead weight anyway.
He won.
He won.
Why are we even upset? It's so bizarre to me. They're not even. It would.
No one's upset except Suwon.
No one's upset except Suwon. The only thing, like, I would give them more grace and understanding if it felt like they had, because of that, used it to villain edit Jay, but they didn't.
No.
Like, no one's getting villain edited on the show.
There are no villains on the show. Even the editing has all been like, it's the game. You know, like,
there's no like, I mean, and we saw like
real
some
villain
weird
editing.
villain edits during Boys Planet, and they just like aren't. The only thing that happened was that one last week, with
Taewoo's group,
but even that was like not that crazy. And then like, I think there is like. They have definitely pointed out that wumuti is playing the game, but it's never been like, they have never edited to make it seem like he is the bad guy or like people are upset. Like they're just like, oh, he's the one like actually doing the work of like playing the game.
It feels so weird for people to be so passionately taking sides in the show when this show has been so celebratory of everyone. Even if like they don't give everyone like a lot of time. Yeah. It's still celebrating everyone's talent as a contestant of the show. So that I'm like, why are we mad for people when they're not mad?
None of these people are mad. All of these people are going to go back to their careers.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because even the trainees, like they had nothing to lose by doing this. So they're just going to go back with like more momentum for them to debut.
Now they have notoriety. So now their company that they're trainees under was like, now people will buy your albums because they know you. What are we talking about?
Yeah. All that to say,
it's giving unwell. Like some people are giving unwell.
Yeah. Which is so funny because we are watching the show and crying at every performance.
Sorry, I'm not even going to say this. It's also crazy to do that, like for Jay Stans to do this because of how much shit he got during Boys Planet.
I know.
And so it's like, he would not, even like, let's say in a world, Hayoon was like actively bullying Jay. which it's not, that's not the world we live in.
Okay, girl. Yeah.
I still don't think Jay would want anyone to go through what he went through last year.
No,
like
of course
he
not.
was in like a very dark place because of the online discourse around him.
People,
which things were not true.
People just canceling him for someone making shit up on Twitter.
Genuinely. And so now the idea is to then what?
Do the same thing to the people that he's working with so that, like, what?
He could still end up in a group with these people, guys. Guys, that could still happen.
Yes.
That could still happen through the course of the show. You want to start this group in this place?
So then what? People are
Jay and Hayoon get in this group and then Hayoon's like, your fans are coming for me online. Can we use our brains? Just quickly. Real quick.
Because it's such a disservice to how fucking talented
it's such a disservice to your parents for giving you the brain that you have to use it in this way by not using it.
Because like Jay is so fucking talented and he loves to sing. So like why the fuck are people making it so toxic for him to just do what he wants to do? One direction or the other.
What's happening?
It's so weird that it's him specifically.
I don't understand it.
I really don't get it.
I
And
understand feeling very protective of Jay after what he went through last year.
Yeah.
What's happening does not need to be protected.
He's not in danger.
No one's hurting Jay right now,
No
guys.
one's hurting Jay.
He's not being evil edited.
He's so successful.
He's debuted twice.
two
He's on
careers.
his way to debuting it.
He's
His
having
trajectory on the show, he is on his way to debuting a third time.
Yeah.
What are we do? Am I living in a completely alternate reality?
Yeah, is there information?
People, please turn off the internet.
Yeah.
Just put the phone down.
Just watch the shows. Kiki
Put the phone
Kaka.
down.
Watch us because we're having a great time.
Come give us the views.
And then turn off and then open again on Friday.
Turn off. Click that little Wi-Fi icon. Just turn off the Wi-Fi. Unsubscribe from your cell data tower. Go outside. Be in nature.
Spring
is springing.
I feel like it has just built up so much now halfway through the season because he's gonna make it to this finale. I think
he's going to the finale for sure.
Going to the finale, probably with Wumuti. So it's like,
I mean, look at this group that he picks. Let's talk about the groups.
Okay, let's talk about the groups.
So then,
oh my god,
based on the score that the team got, because they did also score them. We don't know what the scores are, but they did score them. So from 1st to 5th, they get to pick from the pool of people. Mm-hmm. So there are now the 5 people who got saved plus the 6 people that got disbanded. Okay, Jeup goes first. He picks donghun, who he was in with Don't Go, Don't Go. So smart.
I still cry to that song to this day.
Still cry. Bain, so smart. This is like brilliance. And then Jung, which that was the shock, but honestly,
that's the
look
idol.
At the 4 of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's so well-rounded.
Park Jeup is not fucking around. Park Jeup wants to win this show.
100%.
And I'm going to make sure he does. He's so... This fucking galaxy brain.
I'm going into the Mnet offices and I'm rigging these votes, honey. And I'm getting him in this group.
Or
I'm getting the last thing I do.
Or I am getting every footage of him.
Don't do that, please. Jay goes next. So that means Fever was the second highest placed from the day. We have Bitseon. He picks Bitseon. That's not a surprise. Mm-hmm. Sunghun and Minsa. And he specifically was like, I'm picking good looking, talented divas. And they were like, okay. So there was a point.
He said he was like, I'm picking handsome.
He kept saying visual.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we get it. Jesus.
Jay wants to ruin lives. I mean that as a compliment. Like he wants to build the group that you will obsess about.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with Jay. Wumuti even says it. I know who he's going to pick. He's like, he knew that he was going to choose to disband. It was just like, it sucks, obviously, to go through it.
Yeah.
But he was like, Jay is not.
But I think it's like.
Jay is like, you don't know Jay Chang. Wumuti knows Jay Chang. They have gone through lives together. But even he was like, I know who Jay's going to pick. Like, I know what his style is going to go
I think Jay was right to disband.
I think so, too.
Because it was hard enough for them to go from like the performance they had into this performance and still slay it. There's no way the 3 of you can go into the next one and knock it out.
Outpeak yourself. Yeah.
It's like
it's gonna be.
It would be impossible.
It'll be more tough, and so I do think he picked the right decision. I think he crested on what he could get from Wumuti and Hayoon. That performance is what he. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Gwanseok goes next. He picks Inhyuk to add to his group.
Which I like that a lot. I like Inhyuk's voice a lot.
Jung Soomin is 4th. He originally wanted Minsa. So when Jay picked him, he was like, all right, Haram!
Haram is my number one. I've always wanted Haram. I love Haram.
Haram is
Choi
giving.
Haram is my girl. That's my diva.
So they pick Haram.
This fucking taco trio.
And they were like, do you like tacos?
And he's like, oh, I love it. I love Taco Bell. I'm obsessed with
This is my top 4.
It is so funny.
This is my top 4. I don't know what to tell you, girls.
So funny that Haram is the 4th because he like is perfect.
I need the 4 of them. I need the 4 of them to go on like a camping trip.
I need
a variety show.
They need to do the Love for Love's Sake camping
100%.
trip. Absolutely.
That's what I want to see.
I need Jung Soomin, geonu.
Or like a in the soup friendcation.
I need friendcation.
That's what I need. It would be so good. I would be sitting watching.
I need to see TTT Taco.
Eating my popcorn.
Taco team to go.
I mean, really, the gag would be like fly them all to like
Chicago.
eat tacos in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like really give them some tacos.
Yes.
Oh, I would live.
Come on.
I would live for the content.
Please.
I will fund the content. I will fund it. I would I would do Jung Soomin geonu in a buddy cop movie. I would see Jung Soomin geonu. I would watch them do like an Odd Couple show revival. I would watch them do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
They're so fun
They're
together.
so fun together.
I can't believe geonu and Jay brought back the TTT
TTT
top tier.
time.
That is so funny. geonu is so funny.
I know. Legend, King, Prince.
Okay. And then Sunyul gets the leftovers, which is Wumuti and Hayoon, who had the highest score
The
of the show.
villains of the show, Wumuti and Hayoon, right? So nasty.
And Sookhwa.
And Sookhwa, which that's crazy because he has won the last 2 challenges.
I know.
And was top tier.
Yeah. I think that's a really strong group though.
It is. That's the thing. I think people
Sunyul with them, like
I do think people choosing groups have like a preconceived notion of like what they want their group is, not necessarily who. No one was picking like, let me snatch up everyone that's great because everyone is great.
Because everyone is so good.
So they're just like, let me just make a group that I want to have. Like dream scenario, what would be my dream group?
Yeah.
And what I do think about Wumuti and Hayoon is because they have completely gone through everyone's expectations. Like no one expected their performance in the show.
100%. That
I just want them to keep surprising everyone.
It's so fun watching them because you never know.
So, okay, I'm making you pick.
I know. I was just about to bring it up. We're doing top 4s.
We are picking top 4s, but I want you to just pick a team.
Of the 5 teams?
Of the 5 teams, if right now, before we even seeing them perform, if you just got to pick one team to run with till the end. We know this isn't going to be how it is. I think they're still going to pick the top 4 vote getters. But which one would you want to see?
So hard because I have one person in like every group that I
totally
really want.
I think it's going to come down to which group has the most. I think who you love the most, and then is everyone else in that group you are okay with them.
Oh God.
Do you have the list of the groups? Can I actually see? Because I didn't write them down.
I didn't write down the extra names.
Like who they picked.
Yeah.
This will help. I think it's Jeup's group. Based on how everyone is stacked, I want to see what he has. Because that was his whole narrative, the whole thing. Everyone was like, he has a plan. Everyone said that. They were like, Jeup had a plan to pick out those 3 people.
Jeup, donghun, bain, and jung. I mean, that is like, oh my God.
That's all stars, girl.
That is all stars.
So if I have to pick one, I'm picking that one. But my second is probably Sunyul's team because...
Yeah, because I think they're going to gag.
I think they're going to gag City. I think they're going to Kate Middleton and gag City. That's where she's been hiding.
I'm picking Jung Soomin's group because I think he has cultivated a very good group of 4.
Yeah, totally.
I think he is really good about knowing what he brings to the table and what others bring to the table and having like a full course meal.
And they're saying Uptown Funk.
I mean, that they should, and they will, and it's gonna be good. I like his energy. I like them as a group. I like that they're more low key. I'm so charmed by them the whole show.
Yeah.
And they've turned in such solid performances all show.
Totally.
So I'm really excited about that one for sure. I think I thought Joker was so good that I'm excited to be like, and now add Haram to
And
Joker.
adding Haram, that's the thing. Adding Haram is like, who has been like our hidden ace this entire show.
I know. There's so many aces on this show.
Okay, now let's actually build it.
And now do a proper
let's do
four?
a build. Yes,
Okay.
do a proper build up.
This is so hard.
It's so hard now.
Oh my God. I can see so many combinations working. It's so good.
I know.
I'm not just picking my 4 favorites. I'm picking the 4 who I
Four
think
voice would be a great combination.
The 4 that I think will be the best combination.
Best or like what you would.
I think.
Like to
I
see.
think both.
Okay, Slime.
My one pick is Bain.
Diva.
My one pick is Bain. Okay, let me start there.
Diva behavior.
Diva behavior. Yeah. So Bain, Hayoon,
Divas Live 99.
Haram.
Wow.
And Minsa. I think that's my 4.
I'm obsessed with
I think
that
you
four.
have
I'm
Hayoon-
obsessed with that 4.
You have Hayoon for the unique tone.
Unique
I think Minsa is like really good at.
all-rounder.
He's a really good all-rounder. I think Haram is perfect for like the dramatic. Because I was debating Minsa or donghun for my last spot, but Haram and donghun are running in the same lane.
Yes, totally agree.
And I think Bain is going to give you the performance of a lifetime.
Bain feels so enigmatic and unique.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's.
Shit.
I don't think they'll win. I'll be very honest.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll win,
yeah.
but that would be. I think it would be a really cool group.
It feels like everyone is so in their own lanes that this show could go any way and I will be happy no matter what.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't even be like, there's a front runner.
Genuinely, I feel crazy saying this. This is a group that is never going to tour in the United States. Ever. I mean, this isn't a K-pop group.
Unless it's
4 K-pop winners.
Unless Mnet runs with this group.
I don't think they're going to.
Because they could do the K-Cons. They could do the M Countdown lives.
They're not going to. K-Con is such a specific venue. They're not going to do a 4-person like in an arena in an it's
just vocals.
Yeah.
Because they hate us.
What I'm saying is no matter who wins, I would very much consider going to a
see
concert
show.
in Korea.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to eat. And I'm probably going to cry through half of it.
the entire time. Okay.
Who are you for? All right, what's your methodology? What's the route? What's the curriculum? What's the
So
rubric?
with yours, did you start with your one pick and then form around
Build
them?
it around him, yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do too.
Okay. Who's your one pick?
It is Park Jeup. Park Jeup is my one pick because I truly Yeah. Nothing needs to be said because you can just watch and look and listen
And follow along.
and follow along.
On Instagram.
There's 2 Instagrams you can follow along.
He's got 2?
Yes, because one is just his fitness Instagram.
Okay. Jeup.
Hayoon. I really wanted him to pick Hayoon. I think it would have been so good.
I know. I think he's worried that Hayoon can't give power. And I think he wants to do... Well, we know what song he's going to do.
Yeah.
I don't think Hayoon would have been good at Guilty, though.
No. Jeup, Hayoon. I'll go with donghun, even though I agree with the same. Donghun and Haram are running the equal trajectories for me.
Yeah.
But I think his performance in Truth Untold was like
Magic.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Magic shop. And it is Jay Chang. Like literally he is. There are moments sometimes where I'm like, I don't want to just stand for Jay.
But
It's
he's
too good. But he keeps showing something
new
and more like Hayoon that I'm like,
yeah.
it keeps getting me. The fact that he like was goofy and this is the most he's been himself in anything that I've ever seen him perform.
Yeah.
Truly. And the judges even said it. We're like, your personality being like goofy and happy fits this song. And then when he was picking his group, he was fully like, I'm having the time of my life.
He was like, so he couldn't stop giggling.
He couldn't stop giggling.
He's so funny. Also, it was so funny when Jung Soomin kept his group, so they all came in. They were like cheering together. He was like, "They're so American.
They're so American. God, they suck."
Oh my god.
I think it. I need Jay. They
Chang
keep being top tier, so I never get to see Jeup and Jay together. But I think I need to see them together.
Jay Chang easily could have come into the show with the incredible. I mean, he has had the last 6 months for him has been like a rocket trajectory.
Truly.
Like he could have coasted that into the show, just ridden the wave, gotten more publicity, whatever. He is trying to win this show.
He's trying to win.
And I think
and
that's
doing it his own way.
Incredibly commendable.
Totally.
The fact that he's trying to win is like when he didn't have to is so cool. Like he is he tries so hard and he works so hard at it and he loves performing so much that comes through every single time he's ever come perform.
Yeah.
That he is just like in love with doing this. And it's like, I want to watch people do what they love to do.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And it's not even like, oh, he loves to do it, but he's not that good. He's so good at it. So like what?
So why are people mad? That's the thing. Why are you surrounding him with so much negativity when he is truly in the entire show? He is seated in the best position. Even though there are no frontrunners, everyone is
him and Jeup. I think are two front runners of the show.
And us saying that is like there are no frontrunners because they're all great in their own ways.
Yeah, there's not a true they totally got rid of the rankings.
Yeah.
They're not doing that anymore. Or they're not showing it at least.
Yeah.
I don't even know. We don't really know what the purpose of the rankings were.
No, because just tell us who's going to be in the finale and then we'll pick from there. Whittle it down for me.
The end audition
Give me the end audition, truly, because it's gonna. But that's what Mnet wants. They want the crazies.
They do because it
for
gives
the
them
clout.
views, yeah.
But
Because it
it's
gets some
like,
people to talk about it and blah blah blah. But like, if you foster a community like that,
foster a toxic community,
you have to pay
you
the
have to
repercussions.
Pay the repercussions, absolutely.
But that's the thing is that Mnet doesn't pay the repercussions. It's the fucking artists that pay the repercussions.
It's the artists
and the artist fans.
Yeah.
And other people's
because they're
Mnet gets to stir the pot and then just walk away and be like, LOL, that's for someone else. Like they light the match, throw the match, and then walk away and be like, well, the fire department will take care of it.
Because even in our Discord, there are people
but you're an
arsonist.
arsonist.
There are people who love these artists and they're like, I hate it when people talk about the artists that
such a
I love in
bummer.
such a way that I'm like, that represents nothing about them. You are putting on so much toxicity on them.
I know, but that's stan culture in general.
And that's why we're here to break that.
It'd be nice if we could. Wouldn't it be?
All right. We'll keep eating, bitch.
Hayoon is a villain.